What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Does Boxing. So we back with another one. We got the new WBA rankings, just came out fresh out the box. We're gonna break them down, see what we can see, any future matchups and stuff like that. Before I get into it, I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. You can follow me on my social media, Twitter, Instagram. Tap into the website, ldoesboxing.com. So we're gonna get into it, man. Yes, sir. Andrew Gray, what's good with you? Salute. Gregory Carmichael, what's good with you, bro? Shoot, I'm going to the Canelo joint this weekend. Yeah, going out there. What's good with y'all? Salute to you coming through the building. So we're gonna do a quick screen share. Go to the WBA website. The rankings come out the last day of the month like clockwork. So once again, we back. You know what I'm saying? So real easy to use, easy to follow. You know what I'm saying? All right, so this is it right here. So we know Usyk and Fury. We done talked about it forever. You know what I'm saying? So we finally getting that fight May the 18th. Hopefully everything comes off clean. So we getting close to that. You know what I'm saying? We're less than about 3 weeks away. So 2 weeks away, really. So hopefully everything is good. Char is the regular champion. He was supposed to fight Pulev, but he got injured. He had a bicep injury. That fight got postponed till September. Amateur. Where you going? No, I don't think I'm gonna go. I don't think I'm going to that. Nah. So we'll wait to see the date for Char vs. Pulev to get it rescheduled. Marvin Bacola is number 1. Now they ordered him to face Cassius Chaney, but Cassius Chaney is going to face Michael Hunter. It's not for an interim title or nothing, but they fighting on AB's undercard June the 7th. So that's a solid fight though, Chaney and Hunter. So I don't know who Bacola gonna fight. I'm thinking it's Mike Perez. Mike Perez. He's still number 6. He came in number 6 last month out the blue. So he's still right there. So we'll see. A lot of these heavyweights got fights coming up or in talks to have big fights. You know, AJ coming back in September. He's likely going to face the winner between Dubois and Herkovic. You see Dubois number 3. Frank Sanchez is fighting Jake Caballero on May 18th. So that's a good fight right there. Pretty much 50-50. That's a WBC eliminator right there. Let me see. Deontay Wilder facing Zane, and then if he wins and everything is clean, he's going to face Jared Anderson August the 3rd. So you see Jared Anderson number 13. So that's what's up. That's a nice little schedule if we can come out clean for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's picking up. Heavyweight division is picking up a lot of solid fights. Fabio Worley, I think he's in the fight of the year so far to me. Him and Frazier Clark had a good ass fight. Jonathan Giltry had a KO win recently. So, you know, heavyweight division starting to liven up a little bit, for sure. Bridgerweight, so it's not much going on right here. Not too much to talk about. Tashenko is the champion. His mandatory is Zane. Zane had a knockout upset victory over Romanov. So those guys should fight pretty soon. We'll see. This division really ain't doing too much, although we do have the WBC Bridgerweight title fight coming up May the 24th with Rosansky versus Okoli. So we'll see how that shit shape up. But not too much going on at Cruiserweight. Bridgerweight, excuse me. Cruiserweight division, we have Zerto Ramirez. You know what I'm saying? He said, what's good with you, bro? Paul M in the building. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you coming by. Salute to you, bro. Zerto just won the title from Austin Gallimarian, who is a long-reigning champion. He has a mandatory, Yanel Dorticos. Dorticos, he just re-signed or signed with Warriors Boxing. He's going to fight on the Don King card on June the 7th. This is to stay active. And then after that, if he wins, the WBA should order Zerto versus Dorticos. So I don't know if Zerto will have a voluntary fight. Maybe we can get I don't know if we can get a unification because Chris Smith is fighting Richard Rapport June the 15th. And then the guys fighting for the vacant title, vacant IBF, Obitaya versus Breeders, the rematch. And then McKaylen is fighting on that June 7th card versus mandatory. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe Zerto get another fight in. We'll see. But Zerto versus Dorticos would be a solid fight though, if they can make it happen. For sure. You know, Dorticos got that good style. Let me see. We got something coming up in here. Isaac Chamberlain, he got a tough fight coming up. He's facing Michael Sislak June 15th. That's a tough fight for him. Elizoro, he's facing Sheriff Clark. I think that's May 25th on Taylor and Catterall on the card. So that's what's up. Light heavyweight, so we got Undisputed coming June the 1st. Baturia versus Dimitri Bivol. That's a big fight right there. I'm looking forward to that. Joshua Buatsi is the mandatory in the WBA. He also #1 in the WBC and the WBO. So he's in good position to get the winner. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens. I know, of course, Benavidez is coming up to fight for the WBC interim against Volchix. Then you have David Morrell. He's coming up to light heavyweight to fight for the WBA regular title. So that's going to make him somewhat of a mandatory. So I like to see Buatsi versus Anthony Yarde. I don't know what's the hold up. I feel like that's the fight to make. You know what I'm saying? That's the fight to make for me. So we'll see. Hot Rod Kalajic, he's going to fight David Morrell. That's a solid first fight for David Morrell at 175, though. I have to say that. Hot Rod Kalajic only been stopped one time. He's a solid fighter too. So we'll see what's up. Yes, sir. Super middleweight division. He said, will they ever unify? I don't know. I doubt it. They can't even get these guys to even fight each other. So I don't know. They still working through the mandatory process. We'll see if they can. So we got Canelo undisputed. You know, him and Pamela McGee is fighting this weekend for the undisputed crown. So we'll see. As I mentioned, David Morrell, he's moving up to 175 to fight for the regular title. So Edgar Berlanga is the mandatory for Canelo in the WBA. So he's on the short list to get Canelo in September. If Canelo beat Jaime Miguel, of course. So him, Charlo, Jamal Charlo, those guys is in the running. Berlanga, if Canelo go back to the zone, then more than likely Canelo will fight Berlanga next in September. Christian and Billy, he just signed with Top Rank, so he's fighting Mark Heffron. They fighting May 25th, I think, on Top Rank, ESPN Plus. Everybody Jansen is fighting tomorrow, May the 2nd. So we'll see how he look. You know, I heard talks that his promoter said if he wins, they're gonna go after Pacheco. I like that fight. I'd take that because I think Bayanza been sitting up there in Canada, just chilling, really. You know what I'm saying? Fighting a lot of C+ type level opponents, B-. Beg the Bully, he moves up to #4. He had a tough fight on the Haney and Garcia undercard. He got the victory though. He got a nasty cut, so he might be out for a while. Yes, sir. Wait to see what Caleb Plant gonna do, man. Like, the inactivity is crazy. I want to see Caleb Plant back. I know they've been calling out Jamal Charlo. All right, middleweight division. My man Pirro in the building. What's good with you? Salute. So Arizona Lara defended his title in March the 30th. He knocked out Michael Zarafa in 2 rounds. So hopefully, we only see Lara maybe once a year, once every 2 years. Hopefully he stay active, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in a perfect world, we'd like to see Lara versus Janibek. But this, of course, is not a perfect world. Janibek has a fight date July the 13th. But I feel like, I don't know, man. I don't know when Lara gonna fight again. If he will fight, probably against another PBC fighter, more likely. And you see Elijah Garcia is #1, so I don't know. Elijah Garcia is supposed to be on Tank Davis undercard. So I'm not sure if they're going to reschedule the fight with Kyron Davis. That fight fell out because Garcia got sick fight week, and they were supposed to fight on the Zul Fundora undercard. So maybe they run that back. Mo Williams got a tough fight against Hamza Shiraz on the 5 vs. 5, June the 1st. Yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Thomas Lamana Conflate, he's gonna face Juan Carlos Obrego. Obrego is a new entry, number 15. Those guys gonna fight June the 8th. They fighting for the WBA gold title. So basically, mandatory position for this title. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. We got some. Ian Green's supposed to fight on AB's undercard. I heard maybe a rumor. It's a possibility that Shane Moulton Jr. may challenge Zanabek for his titles, but I don't know. Nathan Haney should be back in July. Let me see. Chris Eubank Jr. is a free agent, so we'll see if he gets some shit lined up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, yes sir. All right, 154. So this division has been on fire. A lot of shit popping at 154. We know Israel Madrimov is going to face Terrence Crawford coming up. He said, I seen that Shane Moulton too. Yes, sir. We'll see if he signed it. I know he was offered that fight last year. He turned it down. So we'll see if he accepted. I see Janabek and Adamas is going at it. What's good with you, though? Salute to you coming through. I'm Bias Bram in the building. Old school. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. So we know 154 has been going crazy as of late. Crawford and Madrimov, August the 3rd. That's for the WBA title and the vacant WBA title and vacant WBO interim. So, Bud trying to get to undisputed. That's not an easy fight to me. Madrimov that's a tough fight. I like Crawford, but that's a tough fight. He said, all good. Yes, sir. Salute to you, bro. That's a tough fight. Virgil Ortiz Jr. is number 1. He got Tim Tszyu. They fight on the same card, Crawford and Madrimov. They fighting for the WBA interim title. So it's kind of, they coming back with these interim titles again. So Charlo, so this is a scenario. Charlo is the champion in recess. He got first dibs at the winner between he got the winner between, he get the first dibs between Crawford and Madrimov. So, we'll see how that plays out. And then let's say Crawford. So if Crawford fights Fundora, then that fight, they will allow that fight to happen. But that's probably not going to happen. Fundora will probably vacate the WBO. But we'll see. Stranger things has happened. But Charlo is next in line. The winner between Ortiz Jr. and Tim Tszyu, they just in the queue. You know what I'm saying? They in the queue to get the winner. But that's gonna be a hell of a fight. You know what I'm saying? They trying to collect. Yeah, they're coming back with those interim titles again. Yeah, that's true. August the 3rd on the Crawford and Madrimov card. Yes, sir. That big card. Yeah, that's true. Robert Brown, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. But Ortiz coming off a first round knockout again. 2 first round knockouts this year. Stop Thomas Delorme with a body shot over the weekend. Him and Tim Tszyu gonna be fire. That fight gonna be crazy. I don't know. To be honest, it seems like a block move to me because for a second they was talking like he wasn't gonna fight again. Even Tom Brown. I don't know if you watched the press conference, the introductory press conference of Tim Tszyu and Fundora. He said that the winner of that fight, it was actually Tim Tszyu and Keith Thurman. He said at that press conference that the winner of this fight is the number 1 guy at 154. How can you say that if Charlo's still active or he's still planning on fighting? Man, they try to block that shit with Crawford. We know what it is. It's all good. It's a business at the end of the day. But honestly, I want to see Crawford versus Charlo. Charlo is still the man at 154 to me. Nobody beat him at 154, since he became undisputed. So I hope he come back. You know what I'm saying? If he ain't gonna get the Crawford fight right away, I've been trying to I've been putting this shit out on my social medias that one of those guys, either Spence or Charlo, need to go get that IBF. That way they can meet Bud at the end. If Bud gonna get the 3 belts, they can meet him at the end. Oh yeah, me too, bro. That's gonna be a hell of a fight. That's gonna be a war for sure. Yes, indeed it will. So we're gonna see how all that shit play out. So number 2, Abbas Baru, he got a good fight coming up. He's gonna face Josh Kelly. That makes sense right there. Those guys are stable mates. It makes sense. That's a European fight. I don't know what's going on with Lubin. Vito Melnicki will be back. He's number 4. That's a nice ranking right there. He's fighting on the Canelo McGee undercard. He got Ronald Cruz. Ronald Cruz is tough fighter. Butayev, Kabranov, those 2 solid names. Kabranov got stopped by Marenov. Johan Gonzalez, he's facing Jesus Ramos this weekend on the prelims. So Jesus Ramos is a new entry. He comes in at number 10. So those guys is going to fight for a WBA regional title. So I can see this. I'm thinking about it. If Jesus Ramos win and Vito Melnicki win, maybe those guys can fight on a PBC card down the line. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they might as well. Jesus Ramos fought Joey Spencer, and there was prospects, right? So maybe they can do that fight. But 154 is heating up for sure. There's a lot of shit, ins and outs that's going on. All right, keep it moving. I don't think Spence want to ever fight Crawford again. No, he ducked that shit. Nobody's want to say it and want to come out and say it, but he ducked the rematch. Crawford agreed to everything. He ducked the rematch. Rightfully so, you know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. Because Crawford agreed to everything. He agreed to the rematch. He agreed to the weight, 54. And then Spence said, nah. It looked like Spence trying to go out the front door, which I understand. They should do that shit. I think 160 is a good weight for Charlo. Yeah, we'll see if what he want to do though. But he said he want to come back to 54. So if he come back, he's a welcome addition because he's number 1. He's still number 1 in that division. If he said he active, he's number 1. Nobody beat him at 54 when he was undisputed. His belts just got taken away. So Crawford, he keeping the super title for now, but he's going up to face Matt Renoff. But you know that's kind of he ain't come back to 47. So basically. Stanionis versus Magistrate. The winner of that is fighting for the full title. Well, it's just gonna be WBA welterweight champion. So I don't know the super champion. All that shit's confusing, but it should just be one champion in each division. So we'll see. Magistrate and Stanionis. I know those guys got history in the amateurs and shit. So we'll see how that fight looks. They got their styles match up real well. Their styles match up real well. So we'll see how they look on the Canelo undercard. Gayasov is the mandatory for Stanionis. He didn't look good in his last fight. I know he's gonna be in training camp helping Matt Renoff for Terrence Crawford. So we'll see. But yeah, he didn't look good in his last fight, honestly. So Earl Spence ain't fighting at 47. They can move him out the way. Conor Ben. That's a high ranking. If it was a perfect world, I'd say, hey, he can fight an eliminator. But Conor Ben is money grab type shit. He's looking for the biggest fight, so I don't know where to put him. Conor Walker, and I think he's fighting one of those guys. He got a fight coming up. I got to look into that. And the rest of these guys, nothing too much going on. AB fighting on the 7th. Trayshawn Wiggins fighting on AB's on the card. He may AB might not make it to that fight. So I'm gonna say this right now. Don't be surprised if Trayshawn Wiggins fill in for AB to fight Blair Cobbs. I'm just gonna say that right now. Giovanni Santillan, though, he got a big fight coming up May 18th. He has Brian Norman Jr. Now Santillan is number 1 in the WBO. So eventually, like I said, I can see these guys last minute ordering Santillan versus Norman as the WBO interim title for Crawford, just like how they did with Valdez and Wilson. I can see that. So that's a top ranked belt. So yeah. And then of course we already know about Boots, and we're waiting on Crawley to sign the contract because Boots coming back July the 13th. So yeah. All right, 140. Pitbull Cruz is the champion. Took the belt from Rolly, stopped him. So he'll be right back. He's facing Rayo on the Terrence Crawford undercard. So Terrence Crawford, Matt Renoff. You got Zoo versus Ortiz Jr. Pitbull Cruz versus Rayo. Jarrell Miller versus Andy Ruiz Jr. It's a possibility to get Wilder versus Jared Anderson, and Wilder wins June the 1st on that card. You got Dave Morrell versus Hot Rod on that card. Andy Cruz, he's facing the kid that Devin Haney got his last knockout against. Well, not his last, true knockout. He facing Antonio Moran. So that card gonna be stacked from top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's gonna be crazy. He hasn't fought 147 in a few fights. Nope. Yeah, he said dope card. Yes, sir. So 140. So Cruz versus Valenzuela. That's gonna be a fun fight. Ismael Barrasso is an interim champion. So we're gonna see if he stays busy or wait for the winner. He should be fighting Pitbull Cruz, to be honest. Cam Sims Jr. is number 1. Maybe he get an opportunity at Barrasso. He just left PBC, so he a free agent. I'm hearing he gonna sign with Top Rank, but we're gonna see what's up. And he was in the running to get Teofimo, but Teofimo turned him down, and he chose Steve Claggett for June 29th. Alberto Playo, PBC guy, maybe he get Ismael Barrasso. He was a former world champion, and he lost his belt because of the PED situation. So yeah. So we'll see what's up. Jack Calleral and Josh Taylor. We ain't been talking about that lately, but that's in May, and May is a crazy month for boxing. But yeah, Jack Calleral and Josh Taylor, it's gonna start picking up. Then that fight gonna be good. They got Rolly at number 8. Yo, they got Nestor Bravo at number 3. Yo, I don't know what he did to get that spot, but I hope he can fight for his position. And 140 is one of those divisions too, like 154. It's hot. We know Ryan just beat Devin, but that one at 140. So Devin keeps his title. Matisse is coming back June 15th. Teofimo coming back June 29th. So we'll see what Devin Hayes' next move. I'm expecting it to be Sandor Martin. Number 12, Jukin Badiev. He's been training with Team Crawford. He'll be fighting May 22nd on ProBox TV. He's facing Ivan Redcash. Yes, sir. Y'all stay tuned for that. ProBox be going crazy. Yes, sir. Lightweight. So Gervonta Tank Davis and Frank Martin. That fight is signed, sealed, set for June 15th. That's gonna be a good fight too, y'all. I'm looking forward to that too. Southpaws, quick. That should be a good one. Williams Zepeda is the mandatory. So Williams Zepeda got a couple of mandatories. He's number 1 across the board. But he's the mandatory in the WBA and the IBF after beating Maxie Hughes. So yeah, I would love Tank and Williams Zepeda would be crazy. But I'm hearing Zepeda will be back in the summer against Giovanni Cabrera, another southpaw. So, we have to stay tuned, see how that shit shake. So Zepeda, Frank Martin, Schofield. So it talks about him fighting on the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson undercard. And they was talking about the young kid, H2O. We'll see if they make that fight. But yeah, it's more fights for him to make too. If they don't do that one, that's we'll see what else he can get. Elvin De Los Santos. So the big talks about him fighting on the Tank and Frank Martin undercard against Gary Antoine Russell. I don't know. Maybe. And I was saying, I think that's just been a rumor. I haven't heard nobody confirm that. But as you see, we don't see Gary Russell not in 140. Or he's not rated at 135. And we see De Los Santos is right there. Something interesting though. We got Nicholas Walters. He just entered the new rankings at number 14. Hey, he just had a good win on ProBox TV. Maybe Maybe they get him that De Los Santos fight. I don't know. Because De Los Santos, I know for sure he's on the undercard of Tank versus Frank. But he's like the replacement opponent. If y'all know this, PBC does that a lot. They're doing it this weekend. William Skull, the IBF mandatory, he's on the off-TV portion. And he would be the fill-in replacement if something happened to Jaime Munguia. Same thing with Gabriel Gallus, Canelo's fighter. He's a fill-in replacement just in case something happened to Fabian Madonna. He would step in and face Mario Barrios. So You know what I'm saying? Just throw that out there. But yeah, Nicholas Walters had a good victory. He beat Joseph Adorno on Pro Box TV. Let me see. Yo, Magdaleno, he's facing Keyshawn Davis June the 6th. He came in number 6 in the new WBO rankings. That's a high ranking. And he took this ranking when he beat Justin Paldo for his regional title. But that's going to be a tough fight for Keyshawn. That's a solid fight right there. He's a pressure fighter with solid pop. His natural weight is 130, 135. He lost to Steve Claggett at 140. He got outworked in that fight. And that's crazy because he threw a lot of punches. So, yeah, that's a solid test for Keyshawn for sure. Mark Chamberlain will be back. He'll be on the Fury and Usyk undercard for sure. All right, 130. Talk about 130. We got Lamont Rose Jr. is the WBA champion at 130, looking to get back in the ring. It's talks about him having a hometown fight. We'll see. He just posted recently that he may face Joe Cordina on that August 3rd card. So that'd be another good-ass fight if they can make it happen. Joe Cordina is fighting on May the 18th on the Usyk Fury card. He's facing Anthony Kakashi, so he should win that fight. If they can make it in short turnaround, that'd be cool. I know Joe Cordina been struggling to make the weight, but if he can make the weight and can turn around real quick and then come out that fight, uninjured, yeah, that unification makes sense. But I'm hearing different names for Lamont Roach though, but we'll see. I know Christopher Diaz's name been in the hat, been swirled around, so we'll see. He moved up a couple of spots. I know he has a mandatory, but right now Lamont Roach can have a voluntary, so that's cool. So maybe he can get that unification with Cordina, which should be tough. You know what I'm saying? Shaqy Foster should be unifying with Valdez in the summer. So yeah, y'all stay tuned for that. You know what I'm saying? 126. So we got some action at 126. Got some news came out today. Ray Ford is going to face Nick Ball on the 5 versus 5. Nick Ball is a new entry. He came in number 8. So that kind of common sense. You get that sanction fee. Now last month, number 1 was vacant. This month, Stephen Fulton is number 1. So news came out that Stephen Fulton is going to face Luis Nunes for. See, it's tricky. They're trying to wait to see what Ray Ford is going to do. So depending on who wins the fight between Ray Ford and Nick Ball, let's say Ray Ford wins. Ray Ford talking about winning the fight and vacating and moving up to 130. If that happens, Fulton versus Nunes will be for the vacant WBA title. If Nick Ball wins, then Fulton versus Nunes will probably be for the WBA interim title. And then the winner will try to fight Nick Ball next. So that's what it is right there. That's how that's going to play out. So I don't know what's going on with Victor Morales. He was supposed to fight Nunes for Eliminator, but I don't know. Edward Vasquez is fighting this weekend on the Zone. What is it? Red Owl Boxing? Yeah, look out for him. I like Vasquez. He's tough. He gave Cordina life and death situation. Yo, we got some new entries with some, familiar names. Number 13, Ronnie Rios. He's coming off a knockout victory on Pro Box. He comes in number 13, so that's what's up. He's in line for another solid fight. Rais Salim, we know him as a contender at 122. So he's officially moving up to 126, which probably been long overdue for him. So that's what's up. I had to go back. Number 6, Angelo Leo. He's going to face Luis Alberto Lopez in August. That's going to be a hell of a fight right there. Leo, I think he had 3 combat fights on Pro Box. He looked real good in all 3 of them. And him and Lopez is going to make for a beautiful fight. That's going to be a good-ass fight. Cash Crypto, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. Appreciate you coming by. For sure. All right, 122. So we got Undisputed coming up Monday night. Well, Monday morning. Monday morning for us. Hella early. It's going to be on ESPN Plus. So Anyway versus Neri. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. Neri about to bring that shit. And we'll see. MJ is the mandatory, but he gonna have to wait. I think the next in rotation is Sam Goodman. He's number 1 in the WBO, and he's the IBF mandatory. So that might be his anyways fight in the fall. Cardenas, so he's been doing some work as of late. He got 3 knockouts in a row. He just had a come from behind knockout victory on Pro Box. So Pro Box is getting these guys ready. You know what I'm saying? It's not only just a good platform for good fights and good matchups, but a lot of these guys is in position. Like Cardenas had 3 fights. His last 2 or 3 fights, 2 fights was on Pro Box. But his last fight the other week, he was behind on the scorecards, and he scored a 9th round body shot knockout. So he's number 2. So he's in position for some solid fights as well. Yes, sir. Elijah Pierce, he should be back June 28th, I believe. He gonna fight back on overtime. So he had a scare in that fight he had against Arthur Villanueva. He got dropped in that fight early, came back, dogged it out, and got the stoppage victory. He's in training camp with Frank Martin, so that's a good look. Yes, sir. Yo, Liam Davis, bro. I love me some Liam Davis. Liam Davis can fight. If he can get an opportunity, one of these guys in front of him, I think he can do some work for sure. All right, keep it moving. So 118. So on that anyway Neri card, we got 4 world title fights. 2 fights at 118 pounds. Jason Maloney defending his title on that card, and then anyways younger brother Tacoma, he defended his WBA title versus Sho Ashida, his mandatory, and that's a solid fight. Ashida is a veteran, been around for a while, can fight. You know what I'm saying? It's not just easy money for anyway, but anyway, Tacoma, he looked real good in his last fight versus Encajas. And I wasn't expecting that performance, so salute to him. We'll see what he brings to the table, for sure. You know what I'm saying? We got some solid names right here, too. Antonio Vargas, Jonathan Rodriguez. Those dudes had a good-ass fight. So, yeah, we'll see. But this division is heating up because we got 4 champions at 118. 3 of those guys is fighting this weekend. You know what I'm saying? I mentioned anyway, WBA, WO, Jason Maloney, and the IBF champion, Manny Rodriguez, is fighting May the 4th in Japan. He's facing his IBF mandatory. So if these guys can somehow get it together, do some type of little tournament, because Junto Nakatani, he's fighting in June or July. He's going to fight his WBC mandatory. So we can get, a little mini tournament, mini bracket, you know what I'm saying? And get these guys to fight. Maybe Inoue versus Maloney, since they fight on the same card, and then Rodriguez versus Nakatani, or however they want to mix and match. I really don't care. I just want to see the best fights. You know what I mean? No matter the division to me and how the order, I just want to see the best fights if they can make them, for sure. So 115. So Ioka, he got a unification with Fernando Martinez. That's July the 7th, the IBF champion. That's going to be a good fight, too. So y'all see number 1 is vacant. That was Scrappy Ramirez, but he lost to David Jimenez. So on the Haney and Garcia undercard. So Jimenez is the interim champion. So he'll look to get an opportunity at Ioka sometime down the line. So we'll see. So yeah, Scrappy was right there. So 115. So 115 is shaking because Ioka versus Martinez unification. Bam Rodriguez is coming back to 15. He's going to face Estrada on June the 29th. The WBO is not vacant. They misprint, but it is Tanaka. Tanaka is in the mix as well. So, like I said at 118, these guys can get together and consolidate the belts. It'd be cool. No reason not to. Yuri, he's the WBA champion. He had a tough, close fight with Artem Canyon. Fight could have went either way. I think they fought in February this year, but he got the nod. That's the other world title fight on Inoue versus Neri undercard. So it's 4 in total. This is the 4th one. He's facing number 3. He fought this guy, Taku, he fought him already. Those guys fought a great fight a couple years ago. Yuri got to stop his victory late in the fight, and that fight was pretty close, man. If you haven't seen it, feel free to tap in with it. So yeah, so the championship picture at 112, you got 2 vacant titles. They're about to get fought for pretty soon. Julio Cesar Martinez still got the WBC. So the IBF and WBO is vacant because Bam vacated them to go back up to 15. So the guys about to fight for those 108. So hopefully Kenshiro can get a unification. He's a unified champion, WBA, WBC. But I like to see him unified with one of the other 2 champions, Nagasinga or Gonzalez. Now, Matchroom was trying to make a unification between Nagasinga and Gonzalez for the undercard of Batiste and Paro. That fight fell apart. So maybe Gonzalez is going to go back to Japan and try to fight Kenshiro. That fight was done. It was set, but then Gonzalez pulled out because of he had an illness. He had a comeback fight. He fought on one of these cards. He fought on Jake Paul's card recently. And, it was a back and forth fight. That fight was hard to score. You know what I'm saying? It was. So we'll see if that fight comes to fruition sometime in the summer. Eric Rosa is the gold champion. He just had a fight recently and won the gold title. That put him at number 1. He was a regular champion at 105. Moved up to 108. Now he's the mandatory for Kenshiro. So if I don't know. I don't know how long Kenshiro gonna stay at 108 as well. He was life and death with Gonzalez in February. So maybe it's time to move up. I think he did a lot at this division. Maybe because it's still some big fights at 112 for him too. You know what I'm saying? And then 105. So Nayan Strong, he was supposed to face number 1 Hansen Boy Dasmatov. That's the WBA ordered that fight. I'm not sure it's gonna happen. Dasmatov going back to the damn Olympics and shit. You know what I'm saying? He's been in the Olympics like 10 times, man. That shit crazy. So, but he's doing, Uzbekistan. You know how those guys will keep going to the Olympics, bro. They can be like 50 years old, still going to the Olympics. He was the best fighter in the 2016 games. That's crazy. And he going back in 2024. But if he focus on his pro career, he probably can be number 1 at 105. I'm talking about Hassan Boy. He good. But 105, they got 4 champions. We definitely need some consolidation. The WBO champion, he's fighting. He's with Golden Boy, Oscar Collazo. He coming back June the 7th. So yeah, we'll see. We got the IBF champion. He just won. He kept his title. The Shikioka brother, Jinjiro. So Jinjiro had a body shot knockout victory recently, and his brother, he lost to Melvin Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a 2-time champion at 105 pounds. He lost his WBO title to Collazo. So I don't know if he's feeling froggy, want to go back that route and holler at Collazo. We'll have to see. I know Luis Castillo and those guys got high rankings in the WBC. Alice Winworth supposed to fight with Eliminator coming up. So there's some shaking at 105. It's just actually getting these fights to happen. So we'll have to see, man. Yes, sir. So that's what it is, man. Yeah, he up there. I think he's number 2 behind Sandor Martin. Yeah, number 2. Can't mention the building. What's good with you? Salute. So that's what it is with these rankings. Let me just do a recap and see what really caught my eye. But yeah, WBA, they'll sneak some on your ass quick. Now this is the ranking system that would do shit out the blue. So like Fulton, last month Fulton was like number 3. He was like number 3. Now he's number 1. And he's gonna fight Luis Nunes. So Fulton versus Nunes, that's on the undercard of Tank versus Frank Martin. Excuse me. Tank versus Frank Martin. So That's a solid fight. Nunes is undefeated, fast fighter with good hands, good hand speed. Fulton coming off a knockout loss, so anyway, moving up in weight. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a big puncher at 122 pounds. He was a solid body puncher and stuff like that. Been out the ring for a while. Like, we always got to question that shit, bro. Anytime you see a guy out the ring for more than a year, you have to question. We don't really know exactly what we're going to get. So that was a move right there. So Fulton and Nunes going to fight for either the vacant WBA or the WBA interim, because Ford is fighting Nick Ball. If Nick Ball beats Ford, then the winner of Fulton and Nunes is going to fight Ball. If Ford wins, he vacating and going up to 30. And then Fulton and Nunes will be for the vacant title. So yeah, a little confusing, but that's what it is. Nicholas Walters coming in number 14. So the old head is back. He had a good performance on Pro Box, though. Salute to him. Yes, sir. Rayo, number 6. So Rayo, when you see these guys, the fight is signed for him to face Pitbull Cruz. He was at 135. He was already signed to fight De Los Santos. De Los Santos got to get a new opponent now. So let's go back to 35. So De Los Santos. So it's big talks about De Los Santos fighting Gary Antoine Russell. Maybe. But shit. You know what I'm saying? You see Nicholas Walters coming there at number 14. They can slide him in there. I don't know. But we'll have to see. If he faces Antoine, then that'd be a tough fight. And what weight is going to be at? And if they was really going to fight, when they put Antoine in these rankings right now, they fighting in June. But we'll see. We'll see how everything shakes out. They haven't announced the full card yet. A lot of speculation and shit. Look at Regis Prograde, number 4. So he's in the mix to maybe fight. I don't know if we got enough pull to get Ismael Barrasso. I don't know. But he's number 4. So that's another name to look out for. Looking for a combat fight. You know what I'm saying? What else we got? Nothing really at 47. 54. So Ramos is a new entry. He's going to face Gonzalez this weekend on the prelims. They're fighting for a regional title. And then we talked about the whole situation with Crawford and Matt Renoff. Ortiz is fighting Tim Tszyu for an interim title. That's going to be a banging ass fight. Obrego is in number 15. He's facing Thomas Lamana June the 8th. What else we got? I'm trying to see if anything caught my eye. That might be it. Heavyweight division. Yeah, so ain't nothing really too crazy. So yeah, that's what it is, man. The new WBA rankings. I like to break them down, see what's what. Most of these fights, most of the moves they made is based on some fight announcements. Like Fulton versus Nunes. So we saw that today. We got Pitbull and Rayo. And a lot of other shit that's popping off. Jesus Ramos and Gonzalez. That fight already done. They just add a little trinket to it. So yeah, man, that's what it is. I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. If you listen to the playback, feel free to drop a comment. You know what I'm saying? Much appreciated. Appreciate you guys' time for sure. Until the next time, I'm out.